I just finished recording all 5 parts of going from metrics to momentum. And so maybe you've gone through and this is video number 6, or maybe you just landed on it. And if you have, I would encourage you to start with video number 1. I'll put a link here for it so that you can go to it. But I've been talking about how I have shifted from the external metrics that we're often taught to put a lot of emphasis on, a lot of trust in, and shifting that into knowing yourself and tuning into yourself, the inner wisdom that you have, the inner knowledge that you have, the inner safety that you have, and how that's really where you find true momentum. And I'm not talking about just momentum to get you through the week. I'm talking about the years, the decades. And that's the kind of business that I have been working on, where when I first started, I think I was going for those short-term gains, right? Like, oh, I need to have a bigger following. So how do I speed up this process? How do I get more people to follow me? I'm on LinkedIn primarily. That's my primary channel, but I do post elsewhere. And all the growth hacks and cater to the algorithm. And I did that and I hated it. I was excited in many ways because I was excited for what I was embarking on. And I knew that I was building something that was not a flash in the pan just to pay, next month's rent. This was about building something that had longevity, that becomes legacy for me. That's where I am. And I don't know if that's what you're interested in either. And so I was miserable because it wasn't aligned with me. I remember a lot of the sales tactics that I was taught, and they worked. They still work to some degree. They don't work quite as well because people are much more educated and aware and grounded. But I hated doing some of those urgency things, or you just do this because this will get you there faster. And I didn't like any of it because it went against everything that I was actually helping people with, whether it's a client that I was working with, or a course that I ended up creating, or something I shared in a workshop. And I was like, how crappy would that be? Is I just do this workshop and I tell everybody, this is how I do things, and this is what I want you to do things. This is the message I'm trying to share. But then the next week, post something that was all the, icky stuff that's like, from fear and urgency and lack and scarcity and limited availability. And so it just never really resonated with me. And I did a lot of pausing, a lot of hesitating, a lot of kind of doing it, but then not doing it, not really wanting to show up. And that's because I was using all this external stuff to drive everything. Now, I still needed to learn from other people and things to do, but it's the inner stuff that really made the difference. And that's what this whole series is about. So if you're just coming onto this video right now, I encourage you to go back through the whole series. And if you're now video number 6, it's not a bad series to go back and watch again and again. I find that I learned so much through repetition, through contemplation, through getting exposed to the same concepts on repeat. And I'm not trying to fill your mind with my way of doing. When you are seeking materials that help you see your way of doing, those are the ones you do on repeat. And that's what my aim is here. Not for you to do it my way, but for you to see how I'm doing it my way, and ideas and concepts. I can teach you some of those things, or at least share them, even if I'm not fully teaching them. Build awareness so you can find the ones that resonate with you and keep doing them on repeat. The more you know you, the more you understand your way, the more you get that momentum. It is all inside here. It is not out there. You can use that to learn some things. But if you don't have this, none of that works.